The future of abortion access in Iowa is now being considered by the state Supreme Court.
KCCI chief political reporter Amanda Rooker was in court this morning where the justices heard the arguments. Amanda?
Stacey, Scott, this Iowa abortion access law never actually took effect after it was passed. It would ban abortions in Iowa after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Right now, abortion in Iowa is legal up to 20 weeks of pregnancy. And the justice's ruling on whether to allow this law to be enforced could fundamentally change abortion access here in Iowa.
Tuesday morning's arguments all go back to a law passed in 2018, banning abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. That law was ruled unconstitutional and has never been enforced in Iowa. But after last summer's overturning of Roe v. Wade, Governor Reynolds' office argued there's been a big change in the law for abortion access.
So what the Iowa Supreme Court has said is that there is no fundamental right to abortion under the state constitution.
Now, since neither Iowa or federal law protects the fundamental right to an abortion, Governor Reynolds argues this 6-week abortion ban is constitutional, so she wants it enforced.
At this point in pregnancy, the vast majority of unborn children, but for abortion, would survive up until the point of birth. So this is a reasonable pro-life law designed to promote the state's interest in protecting and affirming life.
But Planned Parenthood of the Heartland lawyers argue banning abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy creates more burden than benefit.
This 2018 law is resurrected. It would block about 98% of abortions in Iowa, forcing people to travel out of state to self-manage their abortions outside of the medical system or be forced into forced pregnancy and birth.
Which Planned Parenthood argues makes the law unconstitutional.
Undue burden remains the standard in Iowa, and under the undue burden test, the ban is just unconstitutional, full stop.
If the Iowa Supreme Court lifts the hold, abortion becomes illegal in Iowa after 6 weeks of pregnancy. If the court keeps the hold in place, abortion would remain legal in Iowa through 20 weeks of pregnancy.
This is now in the Iowa Supreme Court's hands. They're allowed to take as long as they need to make a decision, but the ruling is expected by the end of June.
And Amanda, a lot to sort through today. There was also another fairly complicated issue up for debate this morning.
That's right. Now, Planned Parenthood argues the justices shouldn't even be debating this law because the state missed its window to appeal the ruling. Iowa law requires that to be done within 30 days. Governor Reynolds appealed 4 years after the original ruling once Roe v. Wade was overturned. Now, Reynolds argues that ruling last summer legitimizes Iowa's law, which is why the law now deserves another look.